Yo, there's a smile on my face, and you guys already know that's because Test Drive Unlimited Solo Crown news is finally coming back to us this year within the next 30 days, actually, believe it or not. Now, I've covered this in my previous video, but we now have a new community manager, and he already said this at the end of his welcoming post. I've already started working with the marketing team, and I'm proud to announce that you can expect exclusive information about TDUSC before the Nakon Connect event, which will take place on March 9th this year. Now, I actually haven't covered this much, but yeah, there is going to be two Nakon Connects, one that's happening next month and the other one is still probably going to be hosted in July, but we'll find out about that most likely in June. So with that being said, within the next 30 days we're going to be seeing some news, and we were first teased TDUSC almost 3 years ago on July 7th, if I believe correctly, in 2020. Now with that being said, I'm going to go over pretty much all of the possible information that we've gotten very quickly, just to give you guys a recap, and then I'm going to tell you what I personally expect to see within the next 30 days at this so-called exclusive news event. So without further ado, let's get straight on to the nitty-gritty of this video. Alright, so let's get it started. Now the pretty obvious one is that the developer is Kiloton. We've known this for a while. They're the same ones who have developed the WRC games, and they've done pretty well with those. Then of course the publisher is Nakon, and Alan Jarnu, who is a previous developer on TD1 and TD2, along with even Dave Deloza, who also works on TD1 and TD2, are working at Kiloton to produce and create Test Drive Unlimited Solo Crown. Now, TDUSC keeps the DNA from the first games and revamps it for the modern era. Now, if you've played Test Drive Unlimited before, it's pretty much a driving lifestyle simulator. Progression, you ain't gonna see no Forza Horizon type of progression in this game. It's definitely going to be working for it. You were able to buy houses in Test Drive Unlimited 2. You're also able to buy in Test Drive Unlimited 1. You can also go to dealerships, visit them. You also had the real estate agency places. You also had races you can still do, of course, because it is still a racing game. But primarily, I would want to say it's a driving game over that. I mean, even car features like rolling up your windows, even being able to use your indicators, guys, even using your drop top. Those are features that still to this day, not many open world racing games have had. So this is very nice to see TDU coming back into the market. And no, this is not a Forza Horizon clone, guys. This is its own thing. Test Drive Unlimited. This is what TDU is. But continuing on, it's a driving lifestyle experience unlike any other. With the freedom to progress however you like, the classic open championship concept returns too, which is known as the Solo Crown, which was actually the name of the event in Test Drive Unlimited 2, Solo Crown. So it is here to stay. Now players will compete with each other against the Solo Crown alongside a clan. Now we'll get into clans in a bit later. Now it's not just races that you can do in this game, like I said before. This is Test Drive Unlimited. Now your racing schedule will also include meetings, transport missions, and convoys. You'll become the respected member of the Solo Crown by standing out and getting yourself known. Doors will open and missions will follow. You can't lose sight of the competition's ultimate goal, but you won't always need to be the fastest. Casinos, nightclubs, rooftops, alone or with your trusted circle, you should always be at the right place at the right time. So casino, like I said, you guys have seen me stream this in Test Drive Unlimited 2. It is a crazy feature. But nightclubs too, the thing was actually even teased in one of the trailers, so that is pretty cool to see as well. Now for Life of Luxury, whether you select Street or Sharp, which by the way is the two clans that will be available in Test Drive Unlimited Solo Crown, we do know a little bit more about them, and I'll get to that in a second. But whether you are a Street or a Sharp, you share the same passion for luxury. You just express this passion in different ways. Cars, clothes, rewards, the places you frequent. It's clear that money is not your only sole motivation. However, the reputation you build among the Solo Crown invitees will be your best asset. Now, moving on to one of these Steam descriptions we're going over, it does say striving for an authentic, exciting experience. And I do want to quickly jump over one of the dev interviews that Alan Jarnu said. He mentioned the physics are going to be more sim than Forza Horizon and the Crew. So this isn't going to be an arcade racing game, guys. It's going to be more on the sim side of things, which is very good because we've never actually had, round of applause, an open world racing game with sim-like physics. So this is pretty much an untapped market, and I can't wait for this game to come out. Now, regarded by many players as the most comprehensive open world racing game experience, the Test Drive Unlimited franchise has a rich and complex DNA. The environment reproduced at 1:1 scale, which is at Hong Kong Island. I've told you guys this plenty of times, bro. Hong Kong Island is a crazy island. Don't underestimate its size. That I've probably little pop-up some videos on the screen wherever you see it. But I've done videos in the past, guys, covering Hong Kong Island, and coming from someone who loves big maps, the original Tenerife originator, as I'm sure some of you guys would actually call me. But with that being said, I don't mind the smaller map. It actually has a lot to pack. In fact, this Hong Kong Island map that Kilton have created actually has many of a few things. It has the most amount of road network in an open world racing game coming out in this decade, pretty much, apart from the crew. And in fact, it also is bigger than the crew's Motorfest map, and it's just smaller than Forza Horizon, yet with double and more of the road space. It's dense, it has vast vegetation. I don't need to keep gloating about this map, but it's a very good map. Now, it does say beautiful recreated cars, a realistic driving experience, social interactions with other players, a wide variety of races and game modes, and a major lifestyle component that goes beyond these simple street battles on wheels. Test Drive Unlimited is more than just a racing game, but rather a game about the joy of driving a car, the car that reflects your style and one that you have chosen all over others. Buying a car from the dealership, listening to the radio while driving, putting the top down when the rain stops, using the turn signals properly, and even simply opening the window are all the details that millions of players have fallen in love with. Our goal is to meet those expectations and stay true to the franchise DNA by including all those details. But we want to go further and offer new experiences. We want to make all of Hong Kong Island and its 550 kilometers roads to be a no limits playground where their fun never ends. Sounding pretty good. But now let's talk about clans. A lot of you guys are gonna be interested in this. So streets. There are two clans in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. And I think this is gonna be tied into the gameplay quite a lot, but we are gonna find out more about it in the summer, I'm sure. Now, streets. You have the streets do not want to blend in with the crowd and are certainly not shy about proving it. For them, success is synonymous with making an impression and going against the grain. Provocative and sometimes extremely so, they mock the Sharp's traditional and conservative ways. The streets are driven by a much more underground and extravagant street culture. Now, personally, I wouldn't have that. I'm actually going to be a Sharp, and let me tell you, fellow Sharp people, what Sharps actually are. So Sharps, the Sharps consider themselves an elite class and are characterized by the distinct love and sophistication of classic luxury. As traditionals, they scorn the extravagance of the streets and their perceived lack of maturity. Yes, the streets aren't really mature, I'm sure you guys know. Now, the Sharps represent this high society in an elegant and contemporary style. Now, I think I'm a Sharp. Let me know what you guys are going to choose in the comments section below. Let's go more in depth about the clan war. So the clan war has started. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown offers a new vision of racing competitions where style and reputation matters as much as race victories. In our game, the Solar Crown competition on Hong Kong Island is contested by wealthy enthusiasts of luxury cars for whom their vehicle is an extension of their personality. As you've seen on our website, two visions of luxury have emerged in the city and two clans have formed, the Streets and the Sharps. Each clan wants to impose its style on the city. Players can therefore choose to align themselves with a clan and help to champion its lifestyle. While respect for the rival clan remains, there is always a determination to show off their superiority behind the wheel. Each clan also has its own HQ for gathering, celebrating victories together, and finding new missions. Whether your vision of luxury is refined and elegant or provocative and rebellious, you will always have the chance to showcase it. The Streets, whose culture has more underground and nightclub vibe, gather in an old building they have taken over for the Solar Crown competition. It is located in the industrial district of Wan Chai on the northern central part of the island. As for Sharps, they have privatized the top floor and the balcony of luxury building in the western district to the west of the city. A more subdued and sophisticated atmosphere reigns in this HQ. Each of the HQs has a public area that can be accessed by all players, whether they are a street or a Sharp. But the more interesting part is the VIP area, which is only open to clan members who have proven their allegiance. In this area, out of sight of non-members, meetings are held and missions are assigned with the aim of de-establishing the rival camp. Okay. Now up on the screen, I'm going to show you concept art of each of the HQs. You have here, which is the Street HQ, and personally, wouldn't be me. I wouldn't have my HQ in a nightclub. So Sharps, here we are in a very, looks like to be a rooftop and a very sophisticated office vibe, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Now, let's talk about more, because there is still a lot more I have to go over for you guys to remind you. Now, popular areas will include the Solar Hotel, along with casinos, nightclubs, and rooftops. Dynamic windows and indicators are confirmed, and the KT engine is going to be running this game, which was also used to develop all of the previous WRC games as well. Now the Solar Hotel, let's talk about that. This is a bit of an iffy situation for now. Now the Solar Hotel is the main competition area and also where the players live, like their very own HQ. Built by the organizers of the Solar Crown, this enormous tower houses a huge luxury hotel complex. Visible from much of the island, its interior design is a perfect blend of technology and the finest materials. The Solar Hotel was designed to be a flagship building for the ultra high-end market, and one that meets the lofty expectations of its wealthiest clients. Now note, access to the most luxurious suites is reserved for the most prestigious clients. These guests can enjoy the Solar Hotel's exclusive services. Now, just to touch on this, people assume that we won't be getting houses in TDUSC. Technically, this doesn't say we're not getting houses. This just says that the hotel is the main competition area where you also happen to live in, right? It doesn't say that we're not getting houses at all. And I think the big outcry we've made in the past kind of made KT say, you know what, we probably need to add houses. And Hong Kong Island, bro, there's a ton of places where they can do that. Whether or not that's going to be at launch or post-launch, we don't know. Hopefully that's confirmed to us later this year in the summer, or maybe even this month in the TDUSC news event that was just announced. We don't really know. And just to go over quickly, we were actually shown 7 screenshots of the game so far. And I mean, guys, like, they look pretty nice. You've seen the sunset, you can see this little forest area, and the road width looks to be narrow. Guys, the Crew Motorfest, the road width is also enlarged. Forza Horizon 5, also enlarged. Need for Speed Unbound, also enlarged. This is going to be your realistic driving experience. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. I cannot wait. Now again, you also have this with the Bull. This is downtown in Hong Kong Island. You also have this on the southern part of the island. Again, more downtown shots. Then you also have what looks to be a forest area. And again, another downtown shot. Now, cars and Avatar, so confirmed brands so far, guys. We actually have Apollo, Aston Martin, Audi, Bentley, BMW, Bugatti, Dodge, Ferrari, Koenigsegg, Lamborghini, Range Rover, Mercedes, Porsche, McLaren, I believe Ford as well. There is a ton of cars that have actually already been confirmed so far. I'll pop them all up on the screen right now for you guys to go ahead and take a look at. We're just going to skip through that really quick though. Now the Dream Garage, you guys already know garages are going to be returning in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Just like TDU2, you can walk around it, I'm sure. You can also open the bonnets. Sorry, you couldn't do that, but I assume you should be able to do that in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. In TDU2, you can only open up the doors and the windows and sit in the car. So a Dream Garage, TDUSC is above all about a love for cars, especially luxury cars. Cars that signify a certain status, but also cars that win races. Now again, it just goes over all the vehicles, and it does say, however, you'll need to demonstrate your commitment to the Solar Crown and the clan you represent to gain access to all of the exclusive vehicles. Very interesting here to hear. We could actually see club exclusive vehicles in the game as well. What is it releasing on? Well, as of 2023, it's going to be releasing this year, and it's going to be on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Nintendo Switch, but that's kind of iffy. We're not really sure if that's still going to happen. I assume it will, but some people do say it's going to be ran on the cloud. Now, going over again quickly the progression details. Now, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown will take a different approach with progression by making you work to get the best cars. Now, Alain Janou, who's the game director, said in Forza Horizon, you do a wheel spin and you get 2 cars, or you do a mission and you get another car. You get lots of cars in your garage, but you just don't work for it. Now, Forza Horizon games have hundreds of cars. TDU's car rosters are smaller, but every car feels special. The sense of ownership in TDU games is still unmatched too. You can visit dealerships, choose paint colors, customize the interior with factory correct options. The sense of ownership and love for the cars will continue in TDUSC. And in TDU, there are fewer cars, but you can choose these cars. The relationship you have with your garage is stronger in TDU than any other game. And this is all facts, guys. You must earn money to buy the car of your dreams. You spend time with your car, upgrading it, playing with it and showing off with other players. Oh man, I cannot wait for this game. Now, physics, again, getting the driver experience in Solo Crown is right and crucial. While it won't be a hardcore simulation, it will offer a more realistic experience than its rivals. When you're able to go off-road, climb mountains, it's not the same level of simulation like Formula 1 or WRC, Angelou said. The idea is to be more simulation than The Crew or Forza Horizon, which are quite arcadey. Part of the enjoyment of driving is to have something that's realistic but not to simulation, but we want to give players the freedom to tweak driving aids to get something that's closer to simulation if they want. Now, there is supposed to be a closed beta test sometime this year. I'd assume maybe in the summer. We aren't too certain, but I'm sure we'll find out about it later this year. And I'll link all of the developer interviews in the description below. But that's pretty much everything we know about TDUSC so far, going like skimming through pretty damn quickly of everything that we're showcased. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you excited for this news drop? And speaking of, let's now talk about what to expect for this news drop. So, gameplay. I think a lot of you guys might be expecting gameplay, and I want to say, hold on. Wait, we might not actually be getting gameplay. What I think is more likely is screenshots, actually, and I wouldn't mind to see some up-to-date screenshots. Maybe get some more information about the game. Maybe another in-engine trailer. It's gonna be pretty exciting to see what the con actually have planned, because not gonna lie to you, the marketing catches me off guard, bro. I kind of lost the ability to predict and even understand how they're gonna go about this, and I'm sure you guys also can agree with me, bro. It's kind of hard, man. The con knows what they're doing. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. So gameplay, I don't think so, but screenshots, I think it's very likely that we could be seeing this come in this month. Maybe they're gonna touch on something with the car list, or maybe some car features, some very small things to kind of get us going into the spring, and then hopefully where the whole ball drops in the summer at the Con Connect. Because like I said, this game is probably going to be releasing late this year, so I don't want to expect something big, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to be small. And hey, as I've said, if you looked at the r/TDU3 subreddit, a lot of you guys have already been complaining yesterday. And it's just funny because all of a sudden, bro, just like that, Lacan just dropped some crazy information. So that's that, guys. I cannot wait for more information. And don't forget to follow and stay tuned to my channel for all TDUSC information, and of course other TDU games as well, guys. We're not just TDUSC here. TDU 1 and 2 I do play quite a lot. Other than that, you guys already know what it is. I'm Lux7, and I'll see you in another video. On the screen you'll see some other videos you can watch about TDUSC. Highly recommend you watch them. You already know what it is. I'm out. Peace.